Last week on my Facebook page, I have posted up an innocent question looking for a handful of women to help them fall in love with their bellies. And I was literally dumbfounded by the amount of messages, emails, and responses, women raising their hands and saying, yes, this is exactly what I want. These were women in their mid-30s, late 30s, even early 40s, looking for some real answers and real solutions to actually building health, vibrancy, and confidence in their belly. And looking at this level of response really brought me back in my own history, really brought me back to how my journey started. If you have not come across my message before, I have been raised from the age of 8 to 16 by my grandmother. So there were like 2 generations of age difference between us. And I vividly remember when I was like 11 years old, one day in my childhood innocence, I was standing with my belly protruding forward. I was not necessarily fat, I was a little bit overweight, and up till that point, I did not really meet messages of body shame. But in that moment, when my grandmother saw me standing and my belly just hanging off of me, she looked at me very strangely with a lot of anger and she said, "You better suck it up. No man will ever want you if you look like fat pig." And in that very moment, my body went in brace. I immediately pulled my belly in and my body started to be filled with fear and despair. Maybe and possibly I will never ever be able to fall in love or be loved by another man because my body is not acceptable. And from that very message, from that very moment, I literally begin to create a war with my belly. I begin to create a war with my body. I started to exercise obsessively. I started to say no to food, no to nutrients, no to things that will feed me. I became very compulsive around food. And for years and years, I'll be going between cycles of being good girl and eating well and exercising properly to going to places of binges, places of disconnection, places of hating myself. There was literally no middle road. I didn't know anything in between. All I knew were extremes. Extremes of being good and extremes of punishing myself. But at that very center of me, there was this deep hunger and deep desire to connect with myself, to love my body, to appreciate myself. And it really took me many, many years, in fact, all the way until my mid-20s, when one day I have asked myself a question: Dagmar, do you want to continue live your life like this? Do you want to continue obsessing around food? Do you want to continue hating the number that's on the scale? Do you want to continue to be covering yourself under layers of clothes and never fully ever opening to your lover, opening to loving experiences, and opening to life itself? And it was really in that process of journaling and processing and digesting the answers of truth that were coming up for me that I began my journey. I began my journey of uncovering the layers of pain, of removing the layers of shame, and starting to be content, starting to be present, and starting to be grounded in my abdomen and in my belly. Fast forward 8-9 years, I am deeply appreciative of living my life from the center and honoring my truth. And every step I take and every experience I have is an experience that I'm fully integrating into my abdomen, because my abdomen is a safe place to live. So I would like to use this video to share with you my 3 tools, my 3 strategies to help you start the process, to help you initiate the process of falling in love with your belly and say, goodbye, body shame. Enough is enough. I am ready to make 2017 the year when I finally fall in love with my core. So the step number 1 is conscious gut rolling. And for the gut rolling, you can use something like Gorgeous Ball from the Yoga Tune-Up method. You can use a soft Gurdy ball and place it down on your abdomen. So you lay face down with the ball resting on your belly. And what this immediately does, it actually creates a sense of touch, a sense of penetration. So it invites feelings of being safe inside of your abdomen, and the emotions that are lodged in your core, in your gut, it actually begins to bring them up to surface. And from that process of bringing them up to surface, it actually begins to resolve the layers of pain, disconnection, and shame. So investing a touch into your abdomen with this process I'm going to take you through is extremely beneficial for starting to live from your center. Therefore, as the ball is resting on your abdomen, you begin this process by taking a deep abdominal breath. So that means that up in the inhale, the abdomen swells and the abdomen pushes down into the ball. Then you take a moment of pause, after which you softly and completely exhale. And you can do that a few times. Inhale fully, softly pause, and exhale. Now, the second piece, after maybe 10-15 rounds of deep abdominal breath, is start to move your body from side to side. So the ball has a chance to travel from one side of your abdominal obliques to the other. This is extremely helpful for, of course, improving your digestion, enhancing circulation into the abdominal gut, and also resolving problems such as constipation or abdominal bloating or things like diarrhea, because it optimizes the circulation and the movement of lymph in your abdominal tissues. The step number 2 to start to uncover your truth about the abdomen is to actually journal. And there are very specific questions that I would like you to consider and I would like you to reflect. So, taking in consideration that we are really talking about processing the experiences in the abdomen, the first question to ask yourself is, what keeps you breathing? What in life keeps you breathing? In other words, what keeps you alive? What motivates you to get out of the bed? What cheers you on? What you appreciate? What are you grateful for? What keeps you breathing? The second question I want you to ask yourself is, how do you digest life's experiences? How do you digest when someone upsets you? How do you digest when your boss is screaming at you? How do you digest the moments when you feel ashamed of yourself or when you feel lack of confidence in situation that matters? How do you digest your life experiences? And the third question to reflect upon is, what does it mean for you to live from your center? What does it mean for you to live from your center? What kind of values do you stand for? What do you appreciate? What makes you excited and motivated and alive? What does it mean for you? What kind of day, what kind of relationships, what kind of life's interactions do you want to have in order to feel congruent and really sensing that you're living from your core? Now, as you journal and as you go through these answers and things begin to come up for you, I want you to really note the most powerful qualities coming out of these answers. maybe it's integrity, maybe it's living your truth, maybe it's giving and honoring and making your kids feel beautiful and loved and appreciated. So I want you to start noticing the themes that are coming up for you. And from that very space, when you decide on your theme, you'll go into the third step, which is massaging your belly with your truth. So let's say your truth, the message that came up for you is, I want to live in a place of integrity. Or the message can be, I am deeply connected with my body. That's what keeps me breathing. That's what allows me to live a life from a place of center. So when you have that truth coming up, what I would like you to do, either in front of the mirror or lying in the bed, is to rub some delicious oil, maybe sesame oil or coconut oil, on your bare skin, and in front of the mirror or lying in the bed, start to massage your abdomen in clockwise direction, repeating this truth and this message to yourself again and again. So something like, I live my truth, I live my truth, I live my truth, or whatever the message is, over and over again. So you are mentally repeating what really matters to you, plus with that process of movement and sensing your abdomen and being delicate with yourself, you're actually bringing the reality of these words into your life. If you want more mindful strategies and butt-kicking processes to help you fall in love with your core, and you're based in Waterford, you will love my detox program that you can find out about here. And if you want to continue receive this goodness, weekly updates and weekly tools to help you live better in your body and really expand your life's experience just by expanding your personal experience, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next week.